Hey everyone, what's going on? I don't have a whole lot of time today. I just wanted to make this video because I noticed that nobody's home when I woke up here. And I just made this video in regards to how there was something to do with the movie Stand By Me, right? And I talked about how with the Wendy Williams thing, the main guest on her show was Jerry O'Connell, the fat kid in Stand By Me, and then we had Corey Feldman, big in the news right now, talking about, the Hollywood pedophile ring. And then River Phoenix was in the Children of God religious thing. And that was also with Rose McGowan. And she's recently been in the news because of Harvey Weinstein. And it's connected to JFK and Marilyn Manson. I'll leave a link to this video in the description. And in this video, I even said, I wonder if I'll see something in regards to Wil Wheaton, because Wil Wheaton is the main guy, Gordy, on the movie Stand By Me. And I said, I didn't go back and watch the movie yet, but I had to work all day after this, and then we had to go to Council Bluffs, Iowa to take my daughter there. And we got back and my girlfriend asked if I wanted to watch the new Big Bang Theory because it's the only show that we watch together, really. There's no other show that we watch together. I watch South Park and the Big Bang Theory. They're about the only two shows I even ever watch on TV. But anyway, last night we got home and I started watching the Big Bang Theory. And of course, Wil Wheaton makes an appearance on the new Big Bang Theory, and he wasn't on the Big Bang Theory at all. It's season 11 now. He wasn't on season 10 whatsoever. They mentioned him one time on season 10, and the last episode that he was on was in like season 9. It was actually season 9, episode 17, I think. So now we're on season 11, episode 6. And Wil Wheaton, out of nowhere, makes an appearance on this new Big Bang Theory just after I talked about how I wonder if I'll start seeing Wil Wheaton in my life. So, just absolutely ridiculous. But I think I know what I'm supposed to see with this, and possibly not. But this is what I documented, and I want to show everybody my thoughts of what I think I'm supposed to see on this. The reason that Wil Wheaton is even on this show is because Wil Wheaton is also some character on the Star Trek, The New Generation, which I've never really watched Star Trek that much. I've watched Star Wars, never really got into Star Trek. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but how interesting that, oh, sorry, my little kitten here, I got a whole bunch of them, but it keeps crawling on my keyboard. So anyway, the reason with Wil Wheaton, I think, is because of, the space theme, right? Star Trek. The USS Enterprise was a ship that John McCain was on. And remember, we just got the wreck of after the USS Fitzgerald, we got the collision of the USS John S. McCain, which is John McCain's grandpa. And then John McCain has cancer or whatever now. John McCain was on the USS Enterprise, a ship that picked up John Glenn and the other people from Friendship 7 when it landed in the ocean. So just something to think about there. And I also looked up more episodes with Wil Wheaton in regards to the Big Bang Theory and whatnot. And I noticed that he was on an episode in season 6. And keep in mind that Howard Wolowitz on the show, the Jew, he goes to space. He's an astronaut on that show. But in season 6, Wil Wheaton tells Sheldon that he'll come on his Star Trek themed episode of his show that he does called Fun with Flags. And just think about all of that stuff in regards to what the mainstream media has been portraying lately. It's all to do with the national anthem, kneeling, flags, right? So there's space, there's flags. I pointed out that flag in satanic gematria equals 166. The Big Bang Theory equals 166. Also, Supernatural, my girlfriend's favorite show, equals 166. I documented a long time ago. Howard Wolowitz equals 166, the Jew astronaut on the Big Bang Theory. Sheldon's obsessed with the number 73, and I talked a whole bunch about this number 73. If you write out 73, I'll just show you really quick. Let me pull up a Gematrinator thing really quick. If you write out 73 in Gematria, it equals 158, also 166, but 158, and then Leonard says we get it. 73 is the Chuck Norris of numbers. Chuck Norris, 158. You know, that's why they say that on that show. I'll leave a link to the blog post. I'm not sure if I made a video on it, but I talked all about why Sheldon loves the number 73 and how it was synced up. But this number 166, it really stands out. There's all of this stuff. We even had Jim Parsons, the guy who plays Sheldon Cooper on the show, got married on May 13th this year to a man. He's gay or whatever. So May 13th equals 166. And he's also from Houston. Jim Parsons from Houston. And then he went to the University of Houston and the University of San Diego. And San Diego is a place where they made the rockets. And it's all kinds of stuff that all goes back to the space theme, right? And in regards to 166, it interests me because the last time that Wil Wheaton was on, even mentioned, he was mentioned on an episode of The Big Bang Theory in season 10, episode 12. And if you remember, after my uncle died, whose name equaled 166, and I talked about how he was connected to the Flintstones. His name was Barney. He was married to Betty. His initials are even BAM. And then I even said my grandma who died this year, she was originally from Flintstone, Georgia. There's a Flintstone connection, right? And they were showing me, he gave me this Miami Dolphins jersey, and I was being shown the Miami Dolphins and Dan Marino because of that jersey, and it was synced up to the Simpsons cartoon. And on season 10, episode 12 of The Simpsons, it aired the same day as Super Bowl 33 when the Falcons lost in the Super Bowl, right? That was the only episode that Dan Marino was on. Then the Falcons ended up going to the Super Bowl and losing to the Patriots this year. But it was season 10, episode 12. I talked about my uncle being a Knight of Columbus, and Christopher Columbus supposedly discovered America on October 12th. 10/12. A bunch of other stuff with it. But my uncle's name equals 166. The Flintstones aired 166 episodes. They're named in honor of a TV show called The Honeymooners. If you just write Honeymooners in Gematria, that equals 166. I even found out where I got this Miami Dolphins jersey because my uncle just put it on the porch and I didn't know who gave it to me. I thought it was some type of joke or whatever because it was an old jersey. And I found out the gold slipper that equals 166. And I asked my mom what day his birthday was, 166 days after his birthday. It's this number that I kept seeing, 166. And now it's seemingly coming back up. But in regards to the flag stuff, so it's connected to Sheldon Cooper here and fun with flags. The Simpsons' very first episode, the pilot episode, was called The Flagstones. So definitely there is a theme of flags and it's connected to the space theme, and it might sound crazy, but it is interrelated into all these events that happen in my own life. I also pointed out that the episode that Sheldon proposes to Amy on was back in May as well, right around the same time Jim Parsons in real life got gay married or whatever. But Sheldon proposed to her on the 231st episode. National Anthem in Gematria equals 231. You know, the 231st episode. Think about all the Ralphie May stuff that I documented. He died 231 days after his birthday of cardiac arrest that equals 231. And all of that was to do with a Ralph theme. And then the TV show The Honeymooners is the main guy is a bus driver named Ralph Cramden. And that's who the character of Fred Flintstone was based off of. So, you know what? Even let's watch this. Even hopefully you can hear it. One of the commercials on The Big Bang Theory was this one about an astronaut. Invalid parameters. Well, hold on. I'll pull it up on my computer here. Should be on here somewhere. Well, what in the world? Here, I'll pull it up. Here it is. Space flag commercial. Now watch this. It is about an astronaut taking the flag, his Chickasaw Nation flag, to outer space or whatever. So this is a commercial from last night's episode that I watched on the DVR. As a Native American astronaut, I was proud to honor my heritage by carrying a Chickasaw Nation flag on a mission to outer space. Celebrate Native American Heritage Month. CBS cares. You know, what are the odds that a commercial about an astronaut bringing the flag to space when I'm just talking about how there's something special about the flag and the space theme? So, who knows? It makes me think about the flag on the moon as well. And supposedly when Neil Armstrong put the flag on there and whatever else, it was like completely straight. And who knows? I documented that the way they said this guy's name on TV was John B. Harrington, that equals 177. And the big thing, the topic they were talking about was he brought the Chickasaw Nation flag there. That equals 177, just like how they showed his name. If you take out his middle initial, his name equals 175, just like NASA and Satanic. And if you do his full name, it's 312, which is this number I talked about in regards to the Jesuits. And the Jesuits were interrelated into the space theme. The Jesuits even have the telescope called Lucifer and a bunch of other stuff. So I also noted another interesting thing about Wil Wheaton then. I looked up Wil Wheaton, his birthday July 29th. And I remembered in regards to the twin stuff that I was talking about, that my cousin who I work with, who's way younger than me, but I work with him, he has twin sisters, and they have a birthday of July 29th as well. And their birthday is 261 days after mine. And this number was all over when I was talking about the twin stuff. And I talked about how my band had a show on the 261st day at a place that equals 261, place that my drummer went to a whole lot. Still, it's his favorite place to go to. His name equals 261. We practice at his house that has an address that equals 261. And I went to Wendy's that same day, and my total was $2.61. And North Korean missile equals 261. A whole bunch of other 261s. I still don't know what it means. But the reason I'm bringing it up in regards to Wil Wheaton, Sheldon Lee Cooper equals 261. And when I posted about my two cousins here and this date, I also mentioned the town of Hackensack, Minnesota on that post. And that's where, after I graduated, my friend, he took us to his cabin at 10 Mile Lake in this town. And I just talked about all this JFK stuff with the number 10, something to think about. But we went up to this cabin in this town, Hackensack, Minnesota. And when I looked up the guy who sings the song Stand By Me, right? Ben E. King, Ben, and then my cousin Ben is who I work with, and that his sister are the twins, right? So Ben E. King, but look, Ben E. King died in Hackensack, New Jersey. And if you look up Hackensack on Wikipedia, only two Hackensacks even come up, Minnesota and New Jersey. And then there's South Hackensack and New Hackensack, New York. So there's something special I'm supposed to see with Hackensack. And the guy who wrote Stand By Me dies in Hackensack. Wil Wheaton, born on the same day as my cousins when I documented about the town Hackensack, Minnesota. Oh, I also pointed out that Wil Wheaton's real name is Richard Wheaton. That equals 231, like the Ralphie May stuff that I talked about earlier. Also, Ben E. King's real name, Benjamin Nelson, equals 231. I don't know what I'm supposed to see completely, but it's definitely something to do with space and the flag, you know? So, wanted to make a quick video. People came home when I stopped when the cat was walking on my computer. So I didn't make a video. I didn't. I waited like 15 more minutes, but the last thing I want to talk about is the lyrics of the song Stand By Me are kind of interesting too. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, just reminds me of space and just interesting. And then later on, it kind of even makes it sound like destruction. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I don't know. Just interesting lyrics. Doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense with the song, you know. You'll stand by me or whatever. As long everything's good as long as you stand by me, even if the mountain falls into the sea. Like what? I don't even know. But oh, I feel like I was gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna pause the video and think about it. Well, I don't know. If there was, I can't think of it. But just know there's something with this number 166 I've been seeing all year. Reverse gematria in gematria also equals 166. And that was a big deal right around the same time my uncle died. Reverse gematria. And it still played a huge part or whatever. It also equals 95, which is interesting because if you write out 166, it equals 95. And my name equals 95, and my full name equals 95. So just who knows? Maybe that's why I'm picking up on this 166 because it's connected to my name, and I'm talking about how maybe there's something to do with frequencies and vibration and whatever else. Maybe that's part of the reason why I keep picking up on this same number over and over because I have a relationship to it. But I don't know. But anyway, have a good one. Peace.